The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray, feeling good, Lewis. Well, I was running a little behind today, folks. The old cowboy was up in the middle of the night looking at a couple different markets, and son of a gun if I didn't get much sleep, but I did get a couple hours in. The problem is I only woke up about 20 minutes ago, so I'm trying to catch up with what's going on. I missed the non-farm payrolls, or the jobs report, which is something that I'd like to look at. But we'll go over some of these things because they've not really violated anything at all. So let's keep our eye on the ball here today because we've got some major things that are occurring. Let's just thank you, Marshall. Good morning to you, and also to Lynn. Hold on just a second. By the way, folks, I got in the mail yesterday a book from one of my trading buddies, and it was really a fun little book. It's called Being Happy, and by Andrew Matthews, who looks exactly like Byron Tucker, by the way. Anyway, there's on page 47 on that book. There's a picture. I read about half of it last night. That's why I was up so late. On page 47 of the book, there's a little boy standing in front of a tombstone. Actually, he's kneeling in front of this tombstone, and he said, "Here lies my dad. He was going to be happy tomorrow." And folks, that's what you got to do, is live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless. I got that from Tony Robbins back in 1986, and I've always thought that was one of the better quotes I'd ever heard, and it's true. You really have to, and you've got to be able to do it. During the Christmas season, I'll be off my soapbox in just a minute, so bear with me. During the Christmas season, especially this year, there's a lot of people that are in real serious trouble. I mean, we live in a really nice little city here in the Southwest, Tucson, Arizona. We have some poverty, but not too much. But boy, we're seeing more and more homeless people out there in the streets, and it's really quite quite remarkable. I don't know if I don't think I did. I'm almost sure, but Saturday, Sarah and I had to go to the market, and as we were coming back, there was a couple on the corner trying to get money. He was a veteran, and his wife was sitting there, and it looked like she was holding a baby. And so Sarah said, "Let's give him some money." So I keep money there in the dashboard there. So I said, "Okay, give him $5." And because I know the average person gives somewhere between 50 cents and $1, so I gave $5. And then we were driving past, and Sarah said, "Gee, they're really in bad shape." I said, "Yeah." I said, "I thought so too." So we drove around, came back in line and where the cars were, and so the guy saw us again, and he said, "You already gave me something." I said, "Yeah, but here's some more." So I gave him a little bit more, which was pretty much, I gave him $40. Anyway, he was extremely happy, so he helped his wife up, and she wasn't carrying a baby, but she was really, really handicapped. I mean, my goodness, she could barely walk. And anyway, they moved on. So people like that, he doesn't have a job. It's just it's really sad. But you gotta do something. So I don't know. Anyway, that goes well. I don't get back at these stories here. Someone asked a question yesterday, getting off the beaten path here a little bit, because I'm trying to get my thoughts together. Was who was the most charismatic actors, that I met during the years. And, most of the time I didn't meet many, because at Drexel, they came in and went to their other offices. Hardly any actors ever came to my office, with the exception of Ty Andrews, and he was there almost every day. Peter Murphy was there probably 3 days a week. But, a lot of them I saw them at the track, and, they would sit in the Drexel booth and stuff, and we would kibitz and have lunch, and mainly because Drexel paid for the lunch. But, the two that really reminded me was Henry Silva. He's still alive. He's living in New York City. He's 92. You know who he is. He's been in so many things. He played his big break was as the waiter in Oh, Frank Sinatra. Doggone it. I can't remember. What was the name of it, folks? Help me out here a little bit. When he played, Frank Sinatra. Oh, dear. Oh dear, it's right on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember. All right, let's forget. Henry Silver was one of them. Another one that was really, really popular was Don Knotts. I think I mentioned him before. And, of course, the other one was Walter Matthau. Those guys were the ones that had the most charisma. People just absolutely, they just literally were drawn to him like, just in and out. Oh, the other one was Robert Loggia. He's a character actor, played in many, many things. And he was very, very good, too. Anyway, and the other question said, did I ever meet any of the actors that were really what we would call not very nice people? The only two that I ever met that I would put in that category was Robert Vaughn, the man from Uncle, and the other one was Peter Falk from Columbo. Both of those guys were way over their head. It was just really it's Manchurian Candidate, boys and girls. That's what the name of the movie was, Manchurian Candidate. That's where Henry Silva was. But the Vince Edwards had when he would come by, Vince Edwards said, "This guy is really smart." And I said, we'd say, "Why is that?" And he says, "He knows how to get married. He would marry really, really rich women. I mean, really rich women. I mean, there were no billionaires back in those days, but multimillionaires." Let's talk about the markets. I've stalled as long as I can, boys and girls. I'm sorry. Okay, here's what we talked about yesterday. This is, I think, pretty important here. We'll take a look here at these bonds because the TLT is getting hammered again. Folks, interest rates are going to go higher. They're not going to be able to put this up anymore. But yesterday, if you remember, I said we had that big move down. You can see it started on Tuesday. Let me see now. If this is Friday, and that was the first day of the week, it started on Monday. You had the big move down. And then for the last 3 days, what it's been doing is just rallying up to the 382 retracement. And that's exactly what it did yesterday. I said, be watching this just a little above 7,300, because that's going to tell you that you're right at the spot where you're going to have a place to enter a short without risking very much. And that's the whole key to this. So if you bring up, go to a 15-minute chart, and this is where you use your time frames a little bit differently. If you'll go to the 15-minute chart, you'll see that it made a 382 retracement up there at 73.08. Now, when the report came out, of course, you saw that spike at 173.14, but you got to risk 20 pips on this one, so that didn't even come close. And now it's $600 in your favor. So that's how do you try to set those up? And that's what's really important. Now, if you did the same thing in the gold market, let's get the gold market up here, because that's another one. There's a lot of things happening today, folks, and they're all good. Let's move up here. Now, if we take a look here at the gold market, you were looking at 1846 as your 382 retracement. You see how it's been here for. This is the third and fourth. It's been here for 2 days in that 1846 level. Today, when the report came out, it spiked $5 to 1851, and look what happened to it. Just dropped. All right, we'll be right back. 877-927-6648.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Okay, folks, now we're going to take a look at another one in the same situation like we've had in the gold and the treasury bonds. If we take a look here at the crude oil, you'll notice the 127 that we had up here, we hit it, we backed off about $2 a barrel, equal to the same drop that we had in November. They came within 50 cents of being absolutely equal. And then today we popped up and we took out those highs of just the other day by just a tick or two and then just dropped really quickly. What this is telling me as far as market feedback is something big happened today. And they use the jobs report as a way of, having orders filled just a little bit higher. We saw the same thing in the S&P when it rallied up to that level we were looking at. If you remember yesterday, we were saying the high should be no higher than 33.82, and it got to 33.80, dropped down to 33.56. Now 36.56 is a very, very important number. So let's sort of pay attention to that. If you have any questions and you'd like to call in, it's 877-927-6648. And I have some good news for you, folks. In 10 minutes, Bill Meridian will be on the show today. And if you remember, the last time he was on, he was saying that the oil sector was getting ready to really move. And it has been the strongest sector over the last 2 weeks, I believe. It has literally been a rocket ship. And as you can see on that crude oil, that's probably related to it. I get questions all the time about what this means with the COVID virus and the shutting down and the money and all the Heroes Act and all this other stuff. Folks, I don't know what it means. I'm a technician. I look at the charts. I'm really good at one thing, just like in Jack Palance in Curly, he played Curly in the City Slickers. He held up his finger all during the movie saying, one thing. And then at the end of the movie, he tells Billy Crystal that, yes, he said the one thing you have to remember is do one thing really well, and you'll be just fine. And that's the one thing I do really well is look at charts and, read them pretty good. I'm wrong sometimes. Well, I'm wrong a lot, but I'm also right a lot. So, that's neither here nor there. I hope you guys can, those of you that are thinking about coming onto the show for our all-day session on the 9th, I hope that you can. I really enjoy doing those. We've been profitable on each one of those, more than enough to pay the amount of money that it costs to get in it. But it's a lot of fun. We're going to have Jim Twentyman as a guest. And these are just cameo appearances, of course. And then Tom Hugard from Trader Tom will be on. Maybe he'll have a trade for us. Maybe he won't. Maybe we'll do it. Maybe we'll take the other side. I don't know. But he will come on and talk a little bit about his history and all his other stuff. So that's the main thing. Those of you that don't know Tom, he looks just like the actor Jason Strathern. I mean, he really does. If you saw him pictures side by side, you'd see the difference. The trouble is Jason Strathern's about 5'8", and Tom Hugard's 6'3", almost 6'4". So there's a big difference there. Hey, do we have a caller on the line, or do we have a caller on the line? Victor, how are you?
Good. We're with this PLTNR, we're dealing with the 0.382 retracement at 2410. Will we bust through that and hit the 0.618? Which is 1829?
No one knows that, Victor, but I will tell you this. This is where there's support, and if you are looking at that, it shouldn't get any lower than $22 a share. You know that. That's
okay.
That's what you really want to be able to
but I'm saying, when it busts through the 0.382, does it normally go all the way, keep the sun going to the 0.50 or the 0.618? It's been holding that. It's been dangling there. It's busted through the 0.382.
It usually goes to 618 if it goes to 382. And what you try to do is to find.
Go
ahead.
No, I was going to say, if you take the WD angle, it's angle and time and all, if you put a 45-degree line there, it looks like we're going out to the 18 anyway. We can have a little rally, but it looks like it's, you know what I mean, there's overhead resistance. Are we looking at the same thing?
I would prefer it at 18 as opposed to where it is right now.
Yeah, because we have heavy volume on it when it was 33, and there's been heavy volume, and where it looks like it's trending lower if you take the 21-day moving average. So what should I do? You think just do a day trade on it?
Well, you could day trade it. If you're looking for key support, the key support is at the 618 at 18, so that's where I'd be waiting for it.
Okay, yeah, because the institutions have the time and money, yeah, because I'm looking at it. It went parabolic, no? Isn't that parabolic like the Eiffel Tower, the way it went up from 10 to 33 that short of time?
Well, when they go from 10 to 33, they quadruple in price. Yes, that's not just Eiffel Tower. That's heading to the moon. That's one of those moon shots, and they come back. That doesn't mean it's not a good thing, because we've seen these in other things too. Look. Yeah, so just be patient.
I predict this is like the next IBM or Cisco, because they want their services. They have the Gotham service. They track everything, and you know what I mean? The guy looks like Einstein that runs the company, so I'm sticking with it. It's the next Google.
Peter Thiel was involved in it, and everything he touches turns to gold, so that's why I'm watching it very closely.
Yeah, I don't want it at 18 too. I might day trade it, though. I see it's busting through that 0.382, though. All right, so the next one is 0.618. It even goes through to 0.50. It'll blow right through that when it goes.
Yes,
she blows.
That's correct. You got it.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Hey, thanks for calling, Victor. Appreciate it. Happy holidays to you. And we have another caller from Philadelphia. Jeff, are you there?
Yes. Hi, Larry. How are you?
Very good. What can I do for you?
I wanted to see if you could please ask Bill Meridian when he comes on regarding December the 14th that Tim Bost had, made a very strong point that is a potentially very, negative news item that might come out. And I just wanted to see if Bill Meridian had that date, in his work.
Sure. I'll be happy to. In fact, I have that written down as one of the things we're going to be asking Bill, because he's had some incredible calls. So we'll certainly be watching that for sure.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much. I know there's not much time.
Oh, no, that's okay. Thanks a lot, buddy. I appreciate it. Call in anytime. And happy holidays to you.
And to you.
Okay, folks, we've going to take a quick look here at the Bitcoin. Still rocking and rolling. We're still really close to the 20,000 level. We hit I think we hit 20,060 or something like that. We're at 19,200. We had a nice pullback in the new high. Folks, this thing is way overbought, but this thing can stay overbought for a long time. So, if you want to chase a market, this would be one to chase. But I'm not involved in it. I buy weakness and sell strength. So I don't. I'm not involved in this one. So that's all I can tell you, that it should have some resistance at 20,000, which it's had. It had a few little bad things happen this past week. I don't remember what they were. Somebody said something bad about them. But as a matter of fact, if you want to see some, George, Jim Chanos came on and was trying to tell the people that he's been short Tesla, and he's still short some of it. Believe it or not, he's selling at 150 and now it's at 3,000 and he's still short. And he tried to tell people about the fundamentals behind it. And I'm saying, well, I have to look at the equity run and ask him about that one. Listen, we're going to have Bill Meridian on at the guest to save my bacon today. I'm sorry. I'll make it up to you on Monday. But my goodness, I just couldn't believe that I actually overslept. 877-927-6648. Stay tuned for Bill Meridian.
Larry Pesavento watches the markets 24/7, and now is a great time to try out his daily trading service, Fibonacci 24/7. Larry publishes videos and charts for subscribers throughout the week when warranted, and every weekend he puts out a thorough report covering worldwide markets, futures, commodities, and currencies with Fibonacci retracement levels, possible trading setups and zones, and stops and targets for all recommendations included. Larry applies the principles he's developed over decades of trading while analyzing a variety of markets for subscribers. To see for yourself the types of videos, charts, and analysis that Larry provides for his subscribers, sign up for Fibonacci 24/7 today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. You'll also gain instant access to Larry's archived subscriber webinar from earlier this year. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today. If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, folks, I believe we have Bill Meridian on the line today. Bill, how are you?
I'm okay, Larry. How are you?
I'm still above, staying on the green side of the grass, my friend, staying away from open graves.
That's a very good idea.
Hey, listen, you've got a really good presentation today. Well, you're always good. But by the way, I've had 3 or 4 people email me about you being on today about the call you made on that oil sector. My God, that's been a rocket ship. That was a tremendous call.
I have made good money in that, and I'm just I bought the XLE because I didn't have enough time to look at the individual stocks. I really don't know them. I've never been an energy analyst, primarily technology. But the thing to do is then once you get a run like this, you take the stocks with the best relative strength to that index and buy those, because those are going to outperform the ETF or the index. And that's one of my cardinal rules of how you outperform. You know, Larry, there are 2 fund managers walking through the jungle, and they see a tiger. And fund manager number 1 turns to number 2, and he says, and he sees he's putting on running shoes, track shoes, and he says, "What are you putting on track shoes for? You can't outrun the tiger." He said, "I don't have to outrun the tiger. I only have to outrun you." And the way you do that is you pay very strict attention to relative strength. And I'm telling you right now, most big funds, including Abu Dhabi Investment Authority, which is the biggest in the world, they don't reveal all their numbers. That's why I say they're the biggest. They don't pay any attention to that, and I did. So I was going to write something in Barron's, in Forbes, and put that up. Maybe I think I'll do that Sunday, of a list of these stocks that are relatively stronger than the XLE and therefore are going to go farther. So if you buy a package of those 5 stocks instead of buying the XLE, you'll outperform.
Well, it certainly was a beauty. You want to go ahead and start, my friend? We've got the. I think we have.
We're at the summary. Well, the S&P, I think today is at a short-term peak for 2 reasons. Number 1 is the end of the month strength for November going into December burns out on like Monday, Tuesday, and plus that there's a projected turning point today. The projected turning points is something I first learned from George Lindsay years ago. Those are just day counts from past highs and lows. So I think the market will sell off on Monday, Tuesday. It's not going to be serious. It's going to be a consolidation. The market is certainly overbought, as we're going to see if you look at the 10-day advanced decline line. But as you'll see, I don't think it's going to fall very much. Bonds, to me, just have finally gone into a bear market, and we'll look at that. Gold is to move.
Bill, hold on one second. I think I've got the wrong PowerPoint. I have the one about the eclipses. Did I got one about the eclipses a little while ago. Should I do the other one first? Because I
just added one slide in this morning.
Oh wow, I got.
So it's the same presentation.
Well, son of a gun, I've got.
What does your page 2 show? The summary?
No, the page 2 shows the December 4th eclipse information.
Nope.
Let me get back to the other one then. Hold on just a second here. Well, this is why you.
Is this the one I just sent it to you?
Yeah. The one I just got is all about eclipses. Yeah, it's about eclipses.
Oh, I must have sent you the wrong one. Oh, I'm sorry. So go back to the first one. I'm very sorry about that.
No. You'll get paid the same no matter what.
Oh, great. Happy to hear that.
Sorry. Yeah. You don't want to miss anything like that. Okay, here we go. We'll be all right here in just a second here. I think
I must have in my haste this morning, I grabbed the wrong one. Yes, you're right. I grabbed the wrong one.
That's okay. Well, listen, I slept about 2 hours last night. The problem was it was 2 hours right before the show, and I overslept.
What we're going to do then is let's go through this one, and I only have one new slide. I can do a screen share with you, I think, on Skype. And it's just one slide different. Okay. Are we on page 2 now? Summary?
We're on page 2 summary. Yes, sir.
Okay, so if we go down to page 3, December is bullish for the S&P. This is Cycles Research. This is how I do I started out doing this because of old Art Merrill. From 1885 to the present, in all December, 68.3% are up. In years ending in 0, 69.2. In election year, 62.1. If it's both 0 and an election year, it's 66.7. Now, there's an old trading maxim that you will recall, Larry, and that is if you can be right 60% of the time, you can make a fortune. We're already 10% above that. This month has the highest percent return of 1.3%. It has the least volatility. And in the last 20 election years, December was up in 16. Now, all these numbers will be enhanced if you have a Sun-Mercury conjunction in Capricorn, which we did last year, but not this year. So higher prices are expected if we go down one. At the end of the month, EOM end of month bullish period runs from late November through the first week in December, up 67% of the time. That burns out on Monday. Post-Thanksgiving Friday, that's today, is been up 24 of the last 30 cases. So that's 60% would be 18. We're well above that. So I'm still long. I may trim a little today. The market tends to sell off from the 8th to the 19th, up only 49% of the time. Now, in that time period of 11 days, the market will be up about 55, 57%. So it's up. There's a natural tendency to correct from the 8th to the 19th of December. And from the 8th to the 15th, it's the worst week of the year for the NASDAQ. And this whole effect is very pronounced in the SOX, the semiconductor index, up only 40% of the time from the 2nd through the 14th. So you've got a lot of seasonal currents and tides here. And if there is an all-time high in the month of November, the next month is up almost 80% of the time. So now we're looking at 65 to 80%, but we're coming into the weaker part of the year, so a weaker part of the month, excuse me. So what this tells me is around the if you're between the, let's say, I'm just looking at a calendar here, between the 13th, the 14th would be a Monday. If the market does sell off, I would use that as an opportunity to buy into the market, and I would use leverage. I'd use leverage funds and options and hold it into the first week of January. This is what it's telling me. And let's go now to the dynamic cycle. Which
slide is that? I want to make sure I hit the right one. Which is it? What cycle is that?
Number 5.
Number 5. Okay, good. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on just a second here. All right,
this
here
is
we
the
go.
dynamic cycle. And as you can see, the price bottomed well before the cycle did. And I thought November would be a down month. It was not. And so that points straight up into January, further past January. Let's look at the weekly cycle. And by the way, the last 5 buy signals have all been profitable. And here you have the S&P weekly cycle. And it bottomed, as you can see, before that spike up about 3 days ago. And it doesn't top until the 20th. But I have to say that the sell signals on the weekly are only right 50% of the time. So that red line should not deter you. The seasonality will be stronger than that. And now we go to the next slide. This is from 1885. That is a histogram of the average daily expected return. So in other words, it is the probability the market will be up times the percentage up. So if it's up 50% of the time on a day and it's up 1%, then the expected return is 0.5%. And as you can see, it's very strong in all the strength is in the second half of the month. And then we check out one more cycle, which is...
let's do that when we get back. We got to pay a few bills. Bill? We'll be right back.
Okay. It's Larry.
Hi folks, this is Tom O'Brien. The printing presses are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The U.S. deficit has risen 200% in 1 year with no end in sight. The markets are looking for an additional stimulus bill to get us through this once-in-a-generation pandemic. There is no free lunch, folks. The more stimulus dollars put into the marketplace, the less your dollar is worth each and every day. This is the time to protect yourself with a portion of your portfolio in the metal market. The Gold Report comes out each Monday morning. I bisect and dissect the dollar, silver, gold, the XAU, and the HUI. The Gold Report is a long-term hedge against the dilution of your buying power. The U.S. has put more than $6 trillion into the marketplace in the last 6 months, with more expected in the next few months. The market did and does need the stimulus, but it will have long-term implications on our buying power. The Gold Report comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to TFNN.com and order the Gold Report now. Protect your buying power. Order the Gold Report now.
Will the S&P 500 continue to climb? For bold trades on U.S. large-cap stocks in either direction, trade SPXL, SPUU, or SPXS. Directions Daily S&P 500 Bull and Bear Leveraged ETFs. Direction Leveraged ETFs. An investor should carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses before investing. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, call 866-476-7523 or visit directioninvestments.com. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
The Bull Bear Trading Hour with Tom and Tommy O'Brien. Next.
Okay, folks, we're back with Bill Meridian. And, Bill, we have a caller from Florida. Mac has a question. Are you there, Mac?
Hi, good morning, Larry. Hi, Bill. You just showed a picture of the monthly and the weekly cycle, and the actual market is completely different than the cycle. Do these cycles invert like the Bradley model does?
What do you mean it's completely different? What do you?
Well, you showed the picture of the cycle for the weekly and the monthly on the Dow Jones, and the cycle showed the bottom, and the market showed it was at the top. Not that picture. It was
the monthly one. Yeah, I said it bottomed early. The price bottomed early. Yeah, the price bottomed early. And what that means is that it's exceptionally bullish. That means there's some other cycle kicking in that the software did not detect.
Okay, but I'm looking at the computer, and that's not the picture I was talking about. I was talking about the one about the monthly and the weekly Dow Jones average. Well, I don't want to stop your presentation.
No. You're asking a good question, but you have to realize, Mac, that these don't work all the time. Bill's wrong occasionally, as everyone is. So sometimes these cycles do flip over.
Well, that's what I asked because when you talk about
invert all the time, sure.
Oh, okay. Because when you talk about the Bradley model, Larry, a lot, you say, well, it inverted. So I just wondered if these cycles invert.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks for calling in. Okay, now, all right. Sorry, Bill. Go ahead.
On the 1-4, we're on page 8.
Page 8, just 1 second here, and I'll be right there. This was the colorful ones. All right, let's get these up, and we'll be ready to go.
That's the 1-4 10-year cycle, and if you go down 1, that's the summary of that. And you'll notice December, the second half is very strong. So it just reinforces what I said. And now to get to some page 10, on the top you have, this is important, you have the advanced decline line hitting new highs, and there you have below it the 10-day advanced decline moving average, which I use to time short-term, the S&P short-term. And the big difference here is that as I said way back in September, I said these big tech stocks like Apple's relative strength actually peaked last August or September. It's underperforming the market since then. Those stocks have market caps that are so big that they were dragging the indices up while most stocks lagged. Now it's reversed. They're lagging, but fund managers still have so much money coming in, they got to put it somewhere. So they're putting it in. If you go down one, there's the S&P Daily. You'll note that it is broken out of a rectangle formation, and it is poised to go much higher. And just go down one more slide, Larry, to 12. That is the value line index divided by the OEX. Now, the value line index is 1,700 stocks equally weighted. In other words, Microsoft is equal to any other stock of the 1,700. And the OEX is the 100 largest cap stocks on the exchange. Now, where did it bottom? Right at the beginning of September. And it's been going straight up. So that says lots and lots and lots of little stocks that have not outperformed are now outperforming while the big stocks lag. So what that means is the advanced decline line could keep going higher and the S&P might only go sideways because the big cap stocks like Apple, Facebook aren't. So in other words, the advanced decline line is going to make greater progress than is the index itself, but they're both bullish. And if you just jump up one back up to number 11, you'll see that it broke out of that rectangle up there, which there's a dashed line at 23.6 and a solid line at 0.0. The Financial Analyst Journal of all publications, which is the bastion of straight fundamental analysis, they tested formations using fuzzy logic, and they found that the rectangle was the single most dominant and the single most profitable, especially when it breaks out to the upside. So that what you're seeing there is confirmed by the straight people. You know, the straight people, Larry, the ones we try and stay away from at conferences. and now if we go back down to 13.
You bet.
Get through the bonds simply look like they're in a bear market. So, and if you go to the next slide, you'll see that downtrend is just continuing. And if you go down one more, that's the seasonality. So we're going into the weak seasonal period, which would be sort of September, August, October through the month of March. So I don't think we'll really see a tradable low till March. And gold is likely to rally in December. My opinion here has changed as we came to the end of the year. Gold, to answer the fellow from Florida, his question, the price started to depart from the cycle. And I see that in the numbers when I run the cycles. So that means you have to rerun the cycle to pick up the most recent price rhythms. So I had to do that. And if you go to the gold seasonality, you'll see we're also January and February are the last two strong months before this spring weakness sets in. And if we go down one more, the weekly and the monthly cycles, you'll note that the weekly cycle points up. The month of December is usually strong, but look at the monthly cycle below it. When I re-optimized it, it showed a decline after December. So once we get through Christmas into the new year, gold becomes a bit iffy, and then as you go further into the year, I think we're going to see a correction in Q1. And I've shown you this slide before. This is gold yearly. Oh, it's not the right slide, however. Look how overbought it is. And this goes back to 1860. So it's more overbought now than it was back in 1980. And here we go with the energy stocks. Energy stocks, well, we already know this. We hit a low. All four bicycles have been accurate, and three of the four sell signals have been. And there is, on page 21 is the XLE.
Okay, XLE, let's get that one up because that I've got more comments on that than anything. This was a monster. Hold on just a second here. Do you have any price projections on the crude? We're trading around 46.5, Bill?
Oh, yeah, the low 50s. Yeah, 52 to 54.
52 to 54. Okay, it sounds like a fair.
So are we on slide 21?
Yes, sir. We sure were.
So we might have a little pullback, but I wouldn't be too worried about that. If you go down to 22, there you see the breakout of price, and there you see the breakout in relative strength. That is XLE versus the S&P 500, and that came on very big volume. So that's all confirmed. So to answer the questions that we have 11 minutes left, that I couldn't answer the last time about why astrologically this is such a year. if you go to 23, this requires a little explanation. Every 20 years we have a Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. They are 0 degrees apart in space. That is the outer chart. And you see Jupiter and Saturn both 0. That sets the tempo for politics and economics for the next 20 years. And you'll notice it happened to occur when the sun is at 0 Capricorn, which is, in other words, we had a Jupiter-Saturn conjunction on the winter solstice. I had to go back, Larry, to the years 300 and 400 to find similar cases.
Oh, my God.
And here comes Larry's national anthem.
No, this is the cash register ringing for TFNN. We'll be right back with Bill Meridian, folks. Thanks, Bill.
Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as...
Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step-by-step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, Bill, could you continue? Okay. You've got about 3 minutes, so fire away, buddy.
Yeah. Well, the eclipse that occurred in June, it was at 0 Cancer. Any eclipses that occur at 0 over the cardinal points affect the whole world. Now, you see the one opposite the other. This has never happened before. So when I looked at this in the spring of 2019, I said there's going to be some major shift in 2020. I'm not too sure what it is, and I can't go through all of this, but let's just go down to slide number 26.
Okay, I can get there. Hold on 1 second. 26. Okay, that's the one right before 27.
Yep.
All right.
And you'll note up in the right, this is a 90-degree dial, which I can't explain, and that's a big planetary configuration. It's called a planetary picture. And let's look at what this is clipped right out of the book. Epidemic, infection, inflation, destruction of prosperity, great deterioration, corruption, and spread of corruption. That's straight from the book. I didn't alter that at all. And that is in the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction chart. So I think this tells us, that what you see up at the right circle, that's Neptune and Vesta. Neptune and Vesta are very prominent in the horoscopes of Charles Ponzi and Bernie Madoff. So I think you're going to see inflation of the currency, the stock market likely go much higher. And the newspapers now, you go to Fox News and you see them cheating. You see voter fraud. They're not letting poll watchers at the polls. And you go to the other channel and they tell you that there's nothing wrong. And you could switch from one to the other. It's like Orwell's 1984. It's amazing. So you can expect more of that. And if you go to the next page, if you go to YouTube, if you go to that address, Joe Biden says, I built the most extensive voter fraud organization in history. He actually says that. We have put together, I think, the most extensive and inclusive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics. It's right up on YouTube. And there's no word of this in Europe, by the way. And if you go, here's the one you don't have. I don't know how to do a share screen in Skype. So,
well, we've only got 30 seconds, Bubba. So just hey, Bill, I don't know how you do a 1 hour show in 22 minutes. I don't know how you do that, but it was great.
Well, next time you have me on, I'll start.
I will.
Cover it then.
God
so
bless
anyway,
you, my friend. We'll have you on in a couple weeks, okay, partner?
Okay, I'll talk to you soon, Larry.
You bet. Bill Meridian, folks. Cycles Research. Live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless.